Okay. All right, all right. As y'all can see, this is my Kuriboh deck. I will be dropping a video later on um, showing you all the breakdown of everything that I have in the Kuriboh deck. But it's basically yeah, just really trying to use all of the Kuriboh cards. I'm only using one wing Kuriboh. I said, and you'll see why soon. I said, but Kuriboh, clear Kuriboh, both of those are ran at three. This is ran at three, and then this is ran at three. And these are the Kuribohs that you really want. You want this one at one because it has a very good ability to negate an attack. Um, and then clear Kuriboh, I got those at two. I do have Rainbow Kuriboh and other Kuribohs, but I took them out because I realized the deck is best like this. And if I go through and I show you the match history, as you see, I'm on a 6 game win streak as well. I've only been playing Kuriboh this month. The games that I lost, Kuriboh can't beat them. I was like, that's tier with ores. Yeah, Kuriboh really don't stand a chance against that. This is Light Sworn. Kuriboh doesn't stand a chance against that. And this is branded. So yeah, the decks that Kuriboh lost to, I understand the loss. This was another one where they had multiple engines. This was Speed Roid. This was the token, the adventure token. They also had the horrors cards in here. So yeah, they were running a lot of different things in this, and that's why I ended up losing to that. But everything else I've beaten with Kuriboh. I've beaten Lab and everything with it. So we're gonna get into it. See if we can get to this next game and see how we can do. But second. Crap. I always want to go second with the Kuriboh deck because it allows me to like see boom going second. I had an effect Veiler, I had a Max C, an evenly match, and this. Now going first, this does nothing. I said so now I have to pass. Hopefully, with going second. See, I don't understand why I'm not able to do anything. It was doing that the first time. Maybe they lagging so bad that it's messing with me. Okay, no, they just quit. Okay, there you go. But yeah, that stopped me last. I'm like, I could not pick, and I was trying to get over to second. I said, oh, we'll go again. See, it's crazy though, because every time I win the coin toss, then I have to choose second, and I think that makes people play a lot more cautious. So I'll be hoping that I lose the coin toss. See, like with this, two evenlies is solid. A wing Kuriboh is good as well. And this is Dragon Link, so this is gonna be interesting. Come on, I already know you got Dragon Link. I'm like, nobody plays Pure Trinity, so Discard one card, add a card to your hand. Then you can link up, get Boot Sector Launch. I think Boot Sector Launch allows him to get a rocket. Ah, now this is interesting. Cause this means not only does he have um, a Dragon Link, he's running Buster Blader in here as well. No, this might be a few actual Dragonity deck with Buster Blader. So hold on, I may be wrong. They might be running this pure. Well, not pure because they're running it with Buster Blader. But I don't think it's Dragon Link. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now you can link 8. Mm-hmm. Now the thing with this, okay, that's a win. Do I have anything in here that's a win? Not outside of my Appaloosa. I can get into that. I can even turn this into a win at some point, but that would not help me as of right now. So the only thing I really can do. He's gonna get rid of this, and he's gonna get rid of. Oh, actually, okay. So whatever this is, he wants that way more. I don't know what it is, but he decided to keep it. Ah, see, this sets up his Buster Blader. Now the beauty for me is he gonna have 2 attacks because he's making the actual swordsman and he's making the dragon. So that's 2. Boom. See, that's Buster Blader the swordsman. Here come Buster. Here comes Buster Dragon. Yeah. So yep, that's 2 of them. He actually might lead this one in defense because his attack is so low. So he might only have 1 attack, and depending on what else he has in his hand, that might make 2. I can negate 2 attacks basically, and that's light, that's dark. Hmm. Now this is gonna be interesting because if he has that other dragon, that 3400 one, that will make this extremely interesting. Oh no, he's going for all the damage he possibly can, and you can. I'll let that one go through. That's only 12. Kuriboh. And this is why I wanted to keep Wing, because the fact that he did not make that next attack means that now I can discard this other Kuriboh depending on what comes in my hand. No, I'm gonna discard Kuriboh instead. So I'm gonna put down Wing Kuriboh, Super Poly, get rid of Kuriboh. Now get that up out of there. Cause that was his win condition. And I know he's not running more than one. Yeah, see now he has to go until he gets stuff into his hand again. And that's actually good for me because it allows me to do more setup. This card right here, I would keep in my hand if I was going up against a deck that actually inflicts damage to me. But since I know he does not have one of those decks, I'm gonna do this. Brother, I don't have to special summon. That is a waste for you. You think I was gonna let you get an extra card? And that is the beauty of this deck because I'm like for Max C, I would have really only gave him one. I would have really only gave him one card because I could have went into Link. But really, just getting clear Kuriboh into the graveyard is the only thing that I'm worried about doing. Is getting clear Kuriboh. So even if they would have beat over it, that would have just set it up into the graveyard. Now things get interesting. Cause that's the second clear Kuriboh. Which means now I can do this. Now I'm not going to attack whatever that is because I don't know what that is. So instead, I'm just going to attack directly. Attack directly again. And so now the sad part about this is I do have to get rid of. I have to get rid of this now. But before I do, I'll just declare light. Alright. Now I want those two clear Kuribohs in the graveyard. Okay, that was Ash. Okay. And now we know. So he has three cards. And just like that, that's game. We do that. We bring up the little Kuriboh. And look. And most people surrender once they realize you got the win. A lot of people hate losing to Kuriboh. I said so. Like I have meta relevant decks, but I like taking decks that aren't meta relevant and turning them into something as well. Oh, now this is an interesting deck. How many Nibiru's do they run in this deck? Would be my question. And they're running this at 40. Because if you're using a card like this, why not run a 40 card deck? Because that's you're running a 45 card deck, but you're using draw cards. Hold up, what is this? Once per turn during your main phase, you contribute one of the cards, special summon this card from your hand, and that will activate Maxi. And that is cool because now you're down to 3 cards in hand. Not yet. Mm-hmm. I don't like the fact that that ability activated in hand. Hey, you doing what I do. I could not negate that. That ability activated in hand. Now, what I do know must be okay. You contribute. Okay, okay. So the question is, what do he have in his hand? Yeah, you gonna banish that for no reason. Now he only have 2 cards on field, so you would think, yeah, evenly matched is horrible for that. But I either want this gone or I want that gone. One of those two got to go because that's a combo, and I don't like that combo. And there we go. So we got rid of that, and now whatever 1 card that they have in their hand, because I think they will have to get 2 back onto the field in order to do what they want to do again. So that's one. If this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 lefty. No, I'm not allowing you to do nothing. Mm, I guess I'll do them both. But if that is a call by, I'm screwed. want to clear. I said because this go that 100 gonna already go through. So my thing is to get up a clear and then get up a Kuriboh. I said his 100 then already went through. Battle fader. You on perfect time on battle fader, but I need clear in the graveyard. So now we go into link. And how many do this need? Okay, so if this gets counters, is it for levels? Because I don't think it works. Okay, yeah, they gotta move. They gotta remove at least 7 counters in order to take control. That's 3. So, so now he didn't. Okay, boom. I got another negate in case they want to go into another summon. I said, yeah. All I got to do is end turn. I can go battle fader along with Creeborn and get into my Zeus to get that Big Dipper off the field. That Big Dipper is the card that I want to get rid of. No. Yeah, that's 4. Huh, Kuriboh. You came right on time. I don't have to use the Kuriboh now. Quick effect. You contribute 1 level 7 or higher in special. It don't matter what he do now. Because if we try to destroy this card, all I got to do is push the Kuriboh into the graveyard. This will get him to 7, but I'm taking that card out before. Mmm. That's a good way to stop my downward magician. But I'm going to still do it. I'm going to give him 2. Because I can wipe his whole field. And I doubt him getting 2 cards is going to be able to stop me from wiping his entire field on his turn. Unless he just gets something that can stop Zeus. But that's 7. I said now he can use that effect. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of that card. Yeah, because we don't like that field spell. So I gotta wait to revive Zeus. I gotta negate on the special summon monster. I don't even have to do it yet because if they're going into what I think they're going into, this Ghost Mourner is going to be solid enough. They have to go into a water monster. Yep, there we go. Ice Jade, Ghost Mourner to Ice Jade. And that see that Ghost Mourner actually did some good work because that took out one. What you attacking me for? You can't destroy me, bro. Now I'm gonna make this interesting because they're gonna get rid of my Zeus, so that's cool. Cause they down to one card now, so it don't matter. Goodbye. And now I have everything set up. Like this don't look like a actual board. But wait till they attack. Wait till they attack. You're gonna see the whole thing was to keep their hand minimized. You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna force them. I'm gonna force them to do something. See, 'cause now I'm at 3,000. I can attack for 3,000 now. No. Okay. That's an on time Ash. I would use the Ash, but the thing is that this effect was activated on the prior turn. So I don't think you get a card for that. Oh, you do. It don't matter. I'm not worried about it. Battle phase. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. And now I'm gonna do something to where it's game anyway. There you go. And that's game. Goodbye. So yeah, I said, if I get two cards on the field, it's all about what can I do at that time to cause pressure. I said because I can go into this to get to Zeus, or I go into this to get into a pop. And if I go into this to get into a pop, then I can actually get this back at whatever time I want. This is why I didn't mind them using the call buys, and this is why I have stuff in here like Maxi and Ghost Mourner and Effect Veiler and all this other stuff because they only have two call buys, and because I run such a graveyard heavy deck, you can only call by two things, and once you call by both of them, that's it. Everything else goes through. And this is also another reason why I have Ghost Bell. And I was thinking about running Ghost Bell at three, get another one, probably running at three instead of having these as well. But Ghost Bell wouldn't have done nothing for me. This ate a call by. This Ghost Bell wouldn't have did anything. Other ways I can actually make this deck a little bit better is if I think I could do Cupid. Cupid. Oh no! I can't do that. I can't do that with this one. I was thinking of something. It's not gonna work. I was, it's not gonna work. This is the best way to run it. That's it because I would really have to get one of these on the field, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I said I like gold because you get to see a variety of decks in gold. Once you get up to like platinum, diamond, master, you really only gonna run into meta decks, especially diamond. Diamond is all meta decks because everybody's trying to make platinum from there. You're gonna either run into meta or you're gonna run into stun. I'm like, it's no, okay, I don't care about that. It's when they tribute this off, yeah, to try to get their field spell. Yeah, that I'm not allowed. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can set up everything you want to, but you're gonna set it all up without that field spell. Now, what they'll probably do is go into another one of these, so they can actually get that field spell. But that's what I'm like. As long as I can eat that, then that's solid. That means they can't go into the wolf right away. You see, I don't mind them setting up an extremely large board because, as you can see, my hand is really set up to disrupt all of that they got, or that they're gonna try to do. So now they have wolf. Mm-hmm. So the thing you don't want to do is allow them to get too many of these in there, and that's what they would have did. Because this card right here is a protection where you can banish this card from the graveyard to protect your Salamangreat cards. Now, what's good for them as well is this Promethean Princess. And with a Salamangreat deck, I don't have to have anything on the field for them to activate everything that they need to activate. But this is why I wanted to get rid of that field spell as well. Because Raging Phoenix would have went into another Raging Phoenix. So they would have had one Raging Phoenix in the graveyard. So this is where I take the gamble. I'm gonna take the gamble by putting Clear Kuriboh up. And then from Clear Kuriboh, I'm gonna go into Link Kuriboh. Oh, I was hoping he would have kept the other one. Oh yeah, please, please continue. Please continue. It's gonna be these two. Yeah, because you're not losing Promethean Princess. So thank you. So now this is where they're gonna want to get their feels for. They also they're gonna want to go into the other one because the other one allows them to bring a card out of the graveyard and place on my side of the field. I said so you're gonna see them do that. So before they do that, they're gonna put Promethean Princess back into the graveyard. Bring a card into my side of the field, which will allow them to be able to pop this card and that card to bring back Promethean Princess. I'm shocked. Okay, they gonna end up making another one of those. They said that's the only reason they would have did that. They would have brought that back early because they had no reason to. So they're gonna make another Raging Phoenix. That's definitely coming. That is why I wanted that. I'll get rid of most of that. The problem is, no, I don't need to set anything because next turn I could just do it all over again. I could do this, but I'm not going to. So now they know they need to get their cards off the field. Oh, they think Salaman Great Roar saves them. I see what you're doing. When I activate it, boom, you roar it. Cool. You stopped it. You were smart. You got everything. You managed to beat me. Another Sunlight Wolf. What does Rage do? Oh, he's going all in. Look, with that roar, you feel extra confident with that roar. Oh, he also had a harpy. Hmm. Now the problem with this is now I'm gonna use the evenly. Huh. Okay. Rage was good. Either way it go, I'm using it evenly to eat the roar anyway. We're gonna go main phase two, evenly. There we go. Now we eat the roar. And now on their turn, I can do the imperm, use this, bring back two. Yeah, I didn't run into enough no. Yeah, that's dead. And that is why I wanted to negate that. Yeah, that allowed you to get them other cards up, but no, who's not letting that happen? I said, no, I'm more than likely than already lost anyway. I said, but yeah, see, he went for another roar. Mm, that Harpy Feather Duster saved them. Oh, if they didn't have that Harpy Feather Duster. A rare reboot into a Harpy Feather Duster. That was crazy. That saved them. And you don't see too many people run red reboot. Let me see if they're running it at two. They only running it at one, and they just so happen to have that one in their hand. That red reboot saved them. Because it would have been nothing else that they could do. after I got rid of the entire field. So the fact that they had Red Reboot and Harpy for the Duster was crazy. And they had basically look after this. The only thing they really had left was Heat Soul. They had put this back, and they kept recycling Sunlight Wolf. See, they didn't even have the other one. The other one, if they had the other one, they could have brought a card onto my field as well. So this is probably, I don't know. No, Raging Phoenix isn't in the structure deck. So this is probably the structure deck, and then they added Raging Phoenix, Promethean Princess to it. Babuska as well. Update Jammer. Yeah, see, I would take out Update Jammer, put in the other Salamangreat card. I said, especially if you run a Salamangreat this heavy, because Update Jammer with Splash Mage, Transcode Talker, and Access. All you, the only other thing that they can do is they more than likely try to get Splash Mage into the graveyard. Use Transcode, bring back Splash Mage. Use Splash Mage to bring back another one of the other cards. Use the other card along with Transcode to go into Access, and now you have a Splash Mage on the field that you could probably use with something to either get into Heat Soul or Promethean. I said, but most people, I'm like, you see, I never saw this because this isn't required in this deck. If he would have had the other one, it's another UR. As a matter of fact, related cards. This one, Pyro Phoenix. Pyro Phoenix would have allowed them to bring a card onto my field and then do that destruction that way. And then if they would have had it's a link for water that would have allowed them to banish everything, bring everything back, and then they could have set up an even stronger board to where they could have just wiped me straight out. But yeah, that's the deck that I see. This will go down to a 40 card deck because Maxi is going to two. Um, Kurikara is solid. I said, but yeah, it is. I said, they got a couple staples in here. That's a good card. Gamma Seal would have hurt my deck incredibly. I said because the goal is to get as many Kuribohs in the grave as possible. And once I get them all into the grave, 5 Kuribohs can put me on Boral Land Dragon, or I can go Appaloosa. I said, yeah, it just depends on what I want to do. Once I have 5 Kuribohs in the graveyard to bring them back, I can make just about anything once 5 Kuribohs hit the graveyard. He looked up because I only had 2 in the graveyard. But even if I would have got 5, he had so many monsters that he would have just ended up going through destroying everything. But see, yeah, the goal. If I get up 5, I would probably go Verte first. Not activate the ability because once you activate the ability, you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. So you bring up Verte first with the other 3. You want to make at least one Link You want to make at least one Link Kuriboh. Then you turn around and make transcode. Transcode can bring back link Kuriboh. Then from transcode and link Kuriboh, I can go into access. I can do access along with um, Phoenix Destroyer, or I can do, like I said, I could do an Appaloosa with a Link Kuriboh. I can do a Borderland. I can do an Underworld Goddess. And if they have cards on the field, I can go Moon of the Closed Heaven with Underworld Goddess. Get rid of two of their cards, which will leave two on my end. But the thing is, I got to turn them into effect monsters first. So I have to go Link Kuriboh. And hmm, this is why I always try to get out Link Kuriboh first, because I never want to set Link Kuriboh up. I need to make a. I need to put another Link Kuriboh in this deck. The only problem is I will have to cut something. I might just cut out this entire access package with trans access. Yeah, basically just those two. If I cut out that package, actually no, I don't want to do that. I can't take out trans though. I don't really need it because I can make access with anything. So I might just do that to where I keep access, take out trans, put in another link Kuriboh. Because I'm looking at it now to where I might end up needing two link Kuribohs, or at least put in a relinquish thing to where points. Because I have came into a couple of decks to where their link monster actually points over to my side, and then I can just snatch their card and run with that. That's it. So it's either gonna be one of those two: either get another link Kuriboh in here, or that. That's it. I already have three of these. I have two of these. I could make another one of those and then make two sets of these, but that means I would have to take out three cards, and I don't have that because I want Moon of the Closed Heaven. Moon of the Closed Heaven, I definitely want. This card is good because along with Moon, it basically allows me to take out two cards. This card is good because it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and it can't be targeted. So if I can get this on the field, this is basically a 3500 version of what I was using at first. And what I was using at first was Make Knight Avermax, which is good because you have to attack Avermax. You can't attack anything else. And it's immune to well, yeah, you can't target it with card effects, but it's not immune to destruction unless you use the level two. But at 3500, it's hard. This is kind of hard to beat over. Like Avermax is a 3000 that boost up, so it's hard to beat over Avermax. But I was like, with this at 35, this makes it kind of hard to beat over as well. And I could just use all five Kuribohs and go into Borland. So I took out Avermax and put in Borland. Yeah, I saw no Super Poly in that as well. Like a Super Poly would have really shut them down. Like I had all three evenlies, which I'll probably never see a hand like that again with three straight evens. That was crazy. I said, but yeah, if I would have had Super Polys instead, that would have killed their game as well. Mm-mm. I'm gonna probably run one more with Averman, and see, well, with Kuriboh, and I'll show you. See, I'm working on a penguin deck. Like I said, this is the reason why I like playing around in these lords here. That's it, because I'm working on a penguin deck that is gonna be active at some point. This deck right here, I'm not gonna show it. I said because this might end up being a deck that I use later on. Yeah, this is my white forest deck that's almost done. Um, this is I made this after I got tired of Gimmick Puppet, so I went straight branded. This is a branded deck. I call it anti puppet because you see, I run mostly stuff in here to stop the puppets. Now I only run one Quim. Yeah, I don't have a Cartesia yet, but it's only gonna be one Cartesia, and it's gonna be one McCourier, two Fallen Albazes, three of these because that easily gets out to Fallen Albaz. And I'm running these because you can use unlimited amount of these in your first turn, and only one Maxi, which I'm gonna probably turn into two, because I can put this at one just because I have three of these, so I don't have to have two of these. So I might put this at one with two Maxis and this entire package. That's it. And plus with these work well with my Bistials because my Bistials can sit up there and see those in the graveyard and then come onto the field. So that's why I do it like that. And yeah, this is about to get unlimited, which is why I'm glad I kept all three of mine because when this becomes unlimited, then I already have three. So I'm glad I kept all three of mine. I still have three branded fusions. I said I don't know if that will ever actually become unlimited again, but if it ever does, I got three Magna Huts too. I said, yeah, this branded deck was mostly done, and then it took a lot of hits, and I really stopped working on it. I said, but it looks like branded is about to really get unreleased again, and then I'll be able to go off on it. But this is really for the gimmick puppet. I said I really hated the gimmick puppet, and I wanted to take that out. So that's what I'm doing. I got a 10 year. This is my auto generated deck where I let them make a deck for me, and it's so funny because this deck is actually coming as a structured deck. So once this becomes a structured deck, I'm just gonna buy the deck because this was the auto generated deck. I wanted it to create a deck for me, then use that deck and see how well I can do with it. So they auto generated me heroes. Like I didn't put any cards in. I just wanted to see what it would auto generate for me. It gave me heroes. I don't know how well. Like I might end up having to take some stuff out and put some stuff in. I said because I see it only running two malicious when malicious is at three now. Okay, they do have a denier in here. It has an adjusted gold. I don't know if I need an adjusted gold. I said I don't know. I really never played heroes, so I don't know what these numbers supposed to be for a lot of these cards. I said, but yeah, it gave me heroes, and however, I gotta make it or fix it to make it to what it really is supposed to be. Then that'll be what it is. But yeah, heroes will be coming because that was the deck that it auto generated for me to play. I said a lot of these decks start off as auto generated decks. My Kuriboh was an auto generated deck. this flip effect that was auto generated as well. So once they make them, well, once they get a deck to me, I decide to roll with it. I don't like this deck. Like, I don't know. I think this was auto generated as well. I, and I think I switched out the extra deck. Like I created the extra deck, and I think I added the super polys as well. But yeah, I didn't like this. I don't like that. Generator Runic. I actually like this deck. I rarely play it. That's it. Because Generator Runic doesn't operate like other Runic decks. You want to get this out, Sleep Near first. Because we get Sleep Near out, then you can go to Monstrosity, which will allow you to bring out two of your generator cards. So to your level nines. And once you get those out, you can actually really set up everything. I said if you start out with a nine, but because for the most part, yeah, everything is nines. That's even this four, you can turn this four into a nine. So and then you turn it into whatever nine that you want. That's it. So all of this is basically to where you'll get a nine out on the field. I said all your running cards are basically nines. I said we got three of these because monstrosity is the card that'll allow you to get a great setup. Because I can get two of these out. Two of these out basically banishes two cards out of your opponent's hand. From that, you're gonna go into Utopic Future. From Utopic Future, you're gonna go into Draco Future. Draco Future is once per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach one material from this card, negate the activation, and then if that if that monster is on the field, gain control of it. So it's basically a snatch steal, and it negates the effect that it was trying to activate. So you already take two cards out their hand, get into this. So when it's their turn, they're already down to three cards. This is if you go first. They're down to three cards. And then one of their cards, if it's like a starter, you can negate it, snatch it, and yeah, it basically forces them to end their turn just off of doing those two and then snatching the next one. So that's the good thing about generator run it. That's it. And if you can actually get the field spell up, then that's even better. That's it. But you want to get Sleipnir up first so you can activate this. Then you want to use Sleipnir with one of those generator cards to get it down so you can use another generator card to actually get up Hugin. That way Hugin will be able to protect the fountain if you actually get the fountain out. That's it. So yeah, that's generator on it. Thunder Runic is what I'm working on. As I said, Thunder Runic is gonna be interesting because I'm really going heavy into the Thunder. I got three Colossus. Only thing I need to make in this deck for real is the two Titans and a lot some of these right here. These right here. And all these are secret rare. So I just gotta make the secret rares and then two ultra rares. And then I have this deck. Snake Eyes was what originally played, but it got hit so much that yeah, there's no point at this point. I'm gonna reinvent the way to play Flu. So you see this deck now. I'm not playing it like this. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna switch a lot of stuff out because Flu only has these 10 cards right here, and then one, two, three, four. What I'm going to do, and it's messed up because it won't allow me to do actually a Flu move to start out with. But I'm looking at it now to where I want to put in a package as well. See, I could run it like this. The thing is, I feel like this is kind of slow. Whereas if I just put in three reasonings and take out all of these monster cards, like this maxi, like all of this, and only have one, two, three, four, have only 14 cards and three reasonings, I can basically run through all my spells and traps, and I'll just put a whole bunch of traps in the graveyard that can activate from the graveyard. And while the first Flu card might not be able to do anything, the traps that I have set up in the graveyard should be able to activate to give me another turn. So I'm thinking about um, redefining the way that I use Flu and actually put in ways to, if I get two ones out, I can really go into the XYZ version to get Zeus out. So I'm actually keep Featherstorm in as well, along with the Flu Trap. I'm gonna take out the Macrocosmos. I'm gonna leave these in because all of these can be brought back as long as, yeah, because our Flu cards is what's the one? Say I can target one card, either graveyard banish it, and then this one is add one of your banished Flu cards to your hand. So these two right here will allow me to get all my Flu cards back, even if they're in the graveyard anyway. So I don't mind me actually knocking these cards out. So yeah, I'm gonna redefine the way to use Flu and try an entirely different way to see if I can make that way work. I said because if I can get it to work that way instead, because I actually have three Dark Rulers, and you have to use Dark Ruler with Flu instead of Super Poly because you can't special summon when you have it. But if I run it the reasoning way, I could have ran it with Super Poly. And if I put in I only need to have one Super Poly, one Fusion Duplication, and a Transaction because I think I can use. I wonder if I could use the Super Poly on the Fusion Duplication, use the Fusion Duplication on the Super Poly, and then be able to target their field. I said it's gonna be deck testing. I'm gonna be deck testing this. I said so. I'm like whether it works or not is gonna determine how I use Flu in the future. I said, but yeah, I'm about to redefine the way that I use Flu, so I can knock out over half my deck because I'm only using 14 monster cards, and I can actually cut it down even larger than that because I'll probably cut these both down to one. I'll cut both of these down to one, and that way it's only 12, and if everything else is spells and traps that can activate from the graveyard, then that'll give me a way better way to play. Because we are in the well, yeah, we in a thing right now to where most people, when they see reasoning, they're gonna go for level 5 because they're not trying to get runic burned. I say you choose anything but 5 when somebody play reasoning, you setting yourself up to get runic burned. I said I'd rather choose 5 and it be something else than not choose 5 and get burned first turn. That's it. So that's what I want to put reasoning in here and see how that'll work. As a matter of fact, now we're gonna go to deck, and while I might not be able to use it now, that'll be what I set up. You all see like my mindset as far as stuff that I want to do. I said because then I don't think I actually have to have a lot of different cards in here. And because mm, I may only need this at one because if multiple are in the graveyard, I'm only gonna bring one back anyway. This I may leave at 3. I could probably Featherstorm at 1 as well. I said the only reason is because okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go. Oh, hold up, they changed it. Okay, it's up here. Ultra Rare is up here now. All right, normal trap. I'm gonna want 3 rollbacks. That is for sure. So 3 rollbacks in here. Now, from 3 rollbacks, I would want a. I could use Hope for Escape because rollback would half my life points, which would turn Rope for Escape into basically a draw 2 at the very least. Well, Hope for Escape. So I might put in a Hope for Escape. Um, put in one evenly. You know what? Before I really get off into that, I know the cards that I actually really need to get first before anything. Alright, let's go here. I'm going to want, um, no, not that one. Actually, I don't care about this one either. Actually, let's do this. Let's do this, and let's do this one. Because now that gives me cards to operate with in case I don't have the flu and the flu cards. Then I can operate with those instead. Now, from there, I want, let's see here. Let me get one of those because that's basically a destruction card. I could just destroy everything on the field. Um, Hold up. Before we really get off into all of those, it's two things that I really need. Two spells. I'm going to need. Hmm. This. So I need that. I could probably cut these because yeah, the whole banishing thing. Because with these in the graveyard, this will allow me to recycle the rollbacks. And as long as I have a rollback in the graveyard, I can always activate whatever I really, really need. This is just a if I got to go first and I need to put like rollbacks and whatever into the grave, I can. So like say I open with two of these, I can put in a rollback and the elemental burst. Now whenever they set up and stuff, cool. But I also gotta add the reasoning, the whole what a card that's gonna make this whole deck actually do something. I don't know if I have it. Do I have it? Maybe not. Let's go look down here. Now hold on. Reasoning added. Let me do this as well. I want to cut that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna cut these to two as well. That only gives me 10 cards, and that'll make it extremely hard for me to actually open with the flu cards. If I do open with the flu cards, I can just play the flu way. But if I don't open with the flu card, if I open with the tune, then I could try to make myself draw two. Um, it may get negated, maybe not. Um, but you would always try to use the tune first. That way they can't negate your reasoning. But the reasoning, you can use multiple ones per turn. So even if they negate this first one, this still goes to the graveyard, and you manage to get a trap into the graveyard as well. That's it. And then you can operate your reasonings. I said this right here. This is only if you have a level one in your hand. So it's not going to be too good until you actually have your flu set up. The same thing with this. So yeah, these are flu cards that are good once you actually have your flu set up. That's why I still want one of each, but I don't want more than one of each because it doesn't do anything until I have flu cards. Featherstorm I could probably knock down to one as well because transaction rollback will be the thing that activates all my spells and traps. And this right here, this is basically three more transaction rollbacks, and then depending on if these get sent to the graveyard or if these are still in the deck, these are extra transaction rollbacks. So now the deck is set up with multiple transaction rollbacks to where I can either nuke their field, evenly their field, use the storm. I'm gonna see how that works. I said because yeah, this is the only one that is not a win. I said so. The whole thing is to even if I get this out on the field, I'm going to end on this and some type of wind monster. But something's going to be on the field to where this should be able to be used. And this is only in theory. Um, I don't think anybody's ever tried rollback on Featherstorm. I'm gonna be the first person I know that actually tries this. I said, cause my whole thing is, can I make flu um, meta relevant? And what I'll do is I'll look for other traps like that are very good, like have broken. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you most of the traps that are very good got busted abilities, but can't be played because of their restrictions. See, like Elemental Burst is an end because all of the tributes you got to do. But Transaction Rollback allows you to do that ability without the tribute cost. So let me see what else they have in here. I could, hmm. This is almost like Trickstar Reincarnation, but I wonder if I can actually pull it off with Droll. But the problem is we're putting Droll into the deck. There's more monsters that can actually be that can hit the field. So I don't want to do that. Oh, I know a couple of cards. I know a couple of cards. Let's go secret rare. I know two cards that are very much needed. Actually, we're gonna do cylinder because that'll force people not to attack you once they realize their life points kind of low. They're not gonna do anything to you with that cylinder in the graveyard and a transaction rollback because they that's basically killing themselves. Um, Mirror Force that'll stop them from attacking you with that in the transaction rollback. Drowning Mirror Force as well. So I want all of those. Hmm. Heavy Storm Duster is cool, but I already have Elemental Burst. That's a destruction of everything. So I feel like that does a much better job. Mm, huh. Giant Starfall would be good. See, this is good for if I get a Cyberverse matchup and they actually get that big nuke out onto the field. I could turn this attack to zero and negate its effect. So I let them go through their full combo, get him out on the field, then use transaction on Giant Starfall, turn it into a zero, and they get the attack. But it's actually a card that works better than it as well. And I think it does the same exact thing, zero. But it's all. I think it's for all monsters. The only reason, hmm, it is another card. I'm trying to think of it. It's not breakthrough skill. It should actually be in this as well. Waybridge, no. Night Dragon Prisoners, okay, but no. Titan Coder. Yeah, target one face-up monster your opponent controls that special summon from the extra deck. So this works on all extra deck monsters, where the other one only works on links. So yeah, we'll put Titan Coder in here and have transaction take Titan Coder effect. And Titan Coder actually has a better effect where if a monster is special summoned, well, if your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, I can set it. So if it's not any one of those, and I actually don't need to use the effect on the turn that is brought out, I can actually just set it on the field. But if I actually need to use the effect, then I can just transaction the effect of Titan Coder. So yeah, that's a solid one. Bye bye damage could be good as well. Because bye bye damage makes it to where the amount of damage I take, they take twice that amount. And because most of these are low levels, getting attacked by something with like 3,000 is 24. 24 for me is 58 for them, which would set it up to where they are magical cylinder range. So bye bye damage looks like that would be a solid card to put in here as well. Huh. I wonder if I can use White Howling without the water monster. I do have one water monster. This is this. Because White Howling will shut down all of their spell cards. And this would be good for a deck like Branded that has Branded Loss and a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, if we can negate like all of that stuff, I think that would be good. But I don't know if I want to add that one yet. I only have three more spots. I said I'll figure those out, and I still want to know if I'm going to use this. Because the problem also, oh, I know what three, I know what three I want to do. Because also the problem with this is opening up with too many cards that you can't use. So if I open up with Titan Coder, more than likely Titan Coder can be used. If I open up with Bye Bye Damage, unless I have a monster, it can't be used. Storm and Mirror Force, Drain and Mirror Force can both be used. Magical Cylinder can be used. That's it. So yeah, I don't want to put too many cards out here that can't be used. Like Hope for Escape can be used because the moment they attack me, I can activate Hope for Escape and draw into some cards. So the cards that can't be used on the first turn, if I don't have anything, would be one, two, three, four. Because I'm more than likely, I might choose this as a go second. I don't know yet. Before, because well, in all of these. So my thing is, do I want to trust that? Do I want to trust this? Putting these in here? Because this is a Paleozoic. I doubt I have to go that many rounds to where I would need nine versions of transaction. Six should be enough. I think six should be enough. Especially since I can only use one once per turn. So yeah, it's gonna come down to which one do I feel like would be the best one to use. And with that being said, we're gonna go right back over to this, and we're gonna use these because even though they can't be used um, right away, going second, opening with three of these can actually hurt the opponent. So and I try to figure out what other three cards I want to put in here that aren't monsters to that I can actually use right away to stop stuff. And see, Red Reboot gave me this idea because if it wasn't for the Red Reboot, I wouldn't have thought of this. Just activate my traps from the graveyard instead. So if I would never got Red Rebooted, I would have never thought of this. I could put Wrath Panel in here, because Wrath Panel does work. There are a lot of spells that people like to use on you that could get Wrath Panel back to them. Oh, hold on, no. Neither player can special summon monsters from the hand deck or extra deck for the rest of the turn. I do want that card. That shuts down all their summoning. So depending on whatever deck it is, that card becomes very valuable. But this card also needs to go to the graveyard. And if I open with it, I'm screwed. I don't want too many decks that I don't want too many cards that I have to try to find a way to get into the graveyard. I'm gonna take that up. I'll put a black goat laugh in here. Ah, yeah, that will work. I could do revive Sky God with but see, no, I'll have to put a cipher. I think this is solid enough. That's it. And this is one, two, three ultra rares that I would have to get. Well, six ultra rares that I, seven ultra rares that I have to get. That's it. Because all of this will be taken out. All of these cards were in here because of the other one where I was going to use the other. What is she called? She's part of the ghost things, but she can only work in a deck that doesn't need the extra deck. So in this extra deck, I just put in a lot of staples from decks that are very good. That way, I can banish those with her effect. So this entire deck, this entire extra deck is just BS. So I can remove like this entire extra deck, put in stuff that I really want to put in here, and operate it like that. But yeah, I said I'm gonna save this for now. This is gonna require six ultra rares. Um, 7 secret rares. That's it. So that'll take a little while to build. This might get built first. Actually, this is gonna take the longest to get built because this comes out of a legacy pack. So I'm not gonna get it. Whenever the legacy actually does whatever it needs to do and allow me to get these cards, then I'll start working on this deck. That's it. Um, yeah, any deck that requires cards out of the legacy pack, I wait until the legacy pack give me the majority of the cards. Like if you look at my Kuriboh deck, um, you see this isn't no, this not. Yeah, this is in legacy. I only got one of these. That's why I can only dismantle one. And I actually have the big Kuriboh as well. I said, but yeah, this was the one card that I was waiting on in legacy. And this is in legacy too. You see, I only got two of them. And whenever I get the third one, I'll add the third one in. But yeah, all the cards that come in the legacy pack, yeah, I wait till they come. I just went ahead and got the third version of this because this deck was so close to being made. I was only missing this one card, so I just went ahead and crafted it. That's it. But yeah, for the most part, I wait on um, the legacy deck to give me all of the stuff for it, and then I'll go ahead on and make the deck. Well, let's see. We're gonna go ahead on. We're gonna at least go to gold one. So I wanna get this last Kuriboh game, man. I also I created a lab deck that's not really a lab deck. Like it's more of a layer of darkness deck with some lab cards in it, but it doesn't have all of the layer of darkness cards either. So yeah, it's basically just two decks cosplaying as the other one. Now this is good because even if they can call by this, I can ghost bail the call by. But yeah, they are not getting. And that's it. Yeah. People who rely too heavily on horrors, hey, I have no shame in you all. Well, I have no sympathy for that. And so they rely too heavily on the horrors engine, and the horrors engine is probably the most powerful engine because it has no restrictions. I'm like Runic is a powerful engine, but it has a heavy restriction where you can only have one fountain. Horus has zero restrictions, so it is the most powerful engine in the game. So being able to stop that, hey, cool. That's it. And I think yeah, so that'll probably pretty much be it. Like I said, I just play around with decks. Like, could I shoot for master with a meta deck? I could, but I like to play around with these decks. And I said, and that's the only reason um, I haven't went for master yet. And I said because if I could take these decks and get to platinum one, then my actual decks. I only use my actual decks in tournaments now. Like my U Bell deck. That's a when they do the tournament, I use my U Bell deck. And so that's my tournament deck. Um, my White Forest is more than likely gonna be a tournament deck as well. Because all the new support is about to come. So it's gonna be White Forest, Azamina, Fiend Smith, and that'll turn this into a tournament deck. And this is the lab deck that I have. Like, see, I have all the cards for it, and it's basically boom. I get this out. Like I'm not using the field spell for lab, and I'm using a lot of cards where I tribute monsters because once this is out, I can tribute that monster. So I got the idea from Rika. So now, boom, I can tribute off one of their monsters, destroy a card on their field, so that gets rid of two of their monsters. The zero day blaster will tribute a Dark Link monster. I said so, and yeah, it allows you to tribute. It allows you to destroy cards equal to the Link rating. So they put a high Link monster out onto the field. I zero day blaster that monster. Well, I tribute that off, and I can just start destroying cards based off how many links that card had. Everybody know what the eradicated ecto yeah epidemic virus does. So I run that at two, one for spells, one for traps. But you see, this deck isn't running transaction, or am I running barrage? Oh yeah, hold on. No, I'm not running barrage. But so yeah, I'm running lab with unchained with layer of darkness as well as a little artifact. So this is why everything is so tight. This because I need the field spell, so I gotta run this at three. This because this opens up my entire lab deck. These open up the lab deck along with these open up where you can get the lab traps onto the field. That's it. So yeah, you want the max version of anything that actually starts your stuff. This is at one. This is at one. This is at one. This is at one. This is my entire Unchained package, which is this and this because it operates the Unchained package. It allows you to go into the full Unchained package with just those two cards. So that's the entire Unchained package. Um, yeah, that's it. Yeah, most of this isn't difficult to put together. Um, yeah, just basically having a lot of cards that can tribute off stuff. Plus this card right here, you can tribute one dark monster, draw one card. So as long as I have one of these on the field and Layer of Darkness is up, I can tribute off their cards with this card right here, and then draw a card. So that's basically a plus two. Because one, I get rid of one of their cards, and then two, I add a card to my hand. So that's why I want three of these. You gotta have three of these because you want access to this as well as being able to use this effect. There's other cards that I could probably add in here as well, but I wanted to keep three big labs because that is the main card. I'm only using one welcome. I have two, I'm only using one. The reason I'm only using one because the moment you use the welcome lab, you cannot special summon from your extra deck. Whereas you can use the big welcome and it does not have that restriction. So always remember, welcome has the restriction to where you cannot special summon from your extra deck, and it takes two turns, your turn and your opponent's turn. So whatever turn you activated it on, like we activated on your opponent's turn, when it becomes your turn, you still can't special summon from the extra deck, and then you gotta wait till your opponent's turn again. So welcome shuts down a lot of stuff. This is why you only want welcome at one. Welcome is also one of those cards to where your opponent hates it. If they can find a way to get rid of it, they're gonna get rid of it, and them getting rid of it actually turns into where now instead of you just relying on your lab cards, you can really start to go into your extra deck. This right here is three dark monsters. Super poly, you can super poly away their whole field because this turns the entire field into dark monsters. That's it. So yeah, you got this. You have this. Cause this is two monsters with the same attribute and type but different names. So they're running something that's all the same type, but it could be different attributes. Nope, it's all dark now. You can bring that out. Same attribute but different types. Bring that one out because everything gonna be the same attribute under layer of darkness. Everything becomes dark, which means you have easy super poly targets. But yeah, I said so. And this deck is complete. I don't know why I still have a star by it. Um, Maybe I was thinking of something else that I wanted to do with it, but yeah, it shouldn't really have a star by it anymore. The thing is, I don't know if I want to put two maxis in here to try to eat call buys. If I want to just put two ghost bells in here, so when they do try to call by, they can't anyway. So I just did one maxi, one call by. I mean, one ghost bell. That's the reason why that is like that. Because everything else I want to activate. I want the cool clock to activate. I want these to activate. I want this to activate. Like everything else, I want to actually do something. So if I want anything stopped, it would be Max C. Hmm. Now think about it. I should go two Max C's. But the thing is, I can only activate one if I open up with two. And they call by it, then I can't even use it the next turn. So I would still be screwed. I think this is the best way to do it. Yeah, this is the best way to do it. Let's insert in on deck. Like some of these decks will probably. This is just deck of staples. Like when like it just say powerful cards. This is not a real deck. This is just like cards that I know I need to get at some point. So look, I have none of these. Like so, this is a card of staples. Like this is for my Horus deck. I said, I have no Horus cards. I do plan on making. I do plan on getting the Horus cards. So this is for the Horus deck because with Horus, I can see myself making a Winged Dragon a raw deck. So Spear mode, Horus, bring all that together. Spear mode just says I cannot normal summon for the rest of the turn. The Horus cards don't normal summon anyway, and once Spear mode hits your side of the field, um, that's not a normal summon because you triggered it off to special summon a Winged Dragon in Raw. So yeah, I do want to make a God card deck, and I think Winged Dragon in Raw is the option I want to go in. So yeah, that's why these are in here. Reasoning, like I do, I've known for a while that I do need a reasoning in here. So like I know the cards that I need. It's just yeah, I don't have them at this time because and a lot of these are in structure decks. Like this is in the structure deck. That's it. So I know I can easily get that at some point. It's in a structure deck. I can easily get that. That's it. But yeah, I'm gonna call it right there. It's basically been 2 hours. I did make it to where I wanted to, which was gold one. Show off like some of the stuff you see. I showed you no actual meta decks. Um, Cause this isn't meta. I showed you. This isn't meta. This isn't meta. That isn't meta. I didn't even show you my relinquish deck. That's it. But it's not meta. This is White Forest. Plain White Forest. It's still rogue. I'm like once you actually get Azamina and Finsmith, then it becomes meta. So yeah, I said that's why I showed you that one. I didn't show you my U Bell deck. That's another deck. Yeah, that's it. Everything I showed you all isn't meta. So when I say I play around for real. I only have one actual meta deck in here because even this was pure Snake Eyes. The only reason I didn't show it is because pure Snake Eyes got hit so much it's embarrassing. I'm like I didn't even go in and try to fix this. I just dismantled the cards that they said I can no longer use because I, it was at the point of where this was my favorite deck, and it got hit so much I was just like, screw it. That's it. So this is my meta deck that I actually use, U-Bell, which is going to take a huge hit because it's a card that comes out that really hurts U-Bell. I said, but that's why I'm getting ready to switch over to Not this deck. This is my White Forest deck. This is a cash deck. This is a cash tier deck that I'm gonna play around with. This is my White Forest deck, which isn't meta yet. But once I actually put all the stuff in here to make it meta, I said I might have to take a lot of stuff out, add stuff in, and then this will become a meta deck with the White Forest and Azamina cards. I mean, with the Azamina and the Fiendsmith, which means at that point, like all of the branded stuff will come out. Because I only got branded in here as a seat filler. And since I already see all the new cards get ready to come out, now I don't really have to do that. I said, because you see, I was only missing these two, which I am going to go ahead on and get since we are under a new dual pass. I can go ahead on and get both of these with the gems that I get because I'm not going to buy this deck anymore. And then I get that one branded loss, but that's going to be for my actual branded deck. Like I said, I'm going to end up taking all the branded stuff out of here and make an actual deck. But that's it. I say, I'm not a huge yapper. I said 2 hours in, I'm more than likely tired of talking. So I appreciate anybody who came through. Until next time, I do hope that you had the best time. I'm out.